Hi everyone, I'm Pauline, and this is Purely Polly. I'm in Palm Beach Gardens today, undertaking the adventure of the top 5 national chain casual dining restaurants. I'm looking at their portion sizes, and I want to know if they fall into the guidelines or is there some portion distortion going on. So stay tuned as this journey progresses, and in the end, I'll let you know which restaurant fell closest in line to the recommended guidelines, which one had the worst portion distortion, and my favorite pick of the top 5. Hi, so I'm going into Bonefish Bar and Grill. I'm going to check out their menus and see their portion size. So I'm sitting here at Bonefish Grill, and they brought to the table this loaf of bread and also a dish of oil. What I want to point out is that this loaf of bread is meant to be for 2 people, but actually this section right here is 1 portion. So this is 1 serving of bread. Well, and this piece right here, so don't forget the smidge. But this is 1 serving for a person, and oil is actually only the size of my thumbnail, and they brought us a whole bowl of oil to dip it in. There's some portion distortion. This artisan bread here at Bonefish Grill is absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna struggle with making sure that I don't eat more than I should. I've broken off a little piece, and you'll notice that there's quite a bit of olive oil here right now, but it's really good for dipping. What I'm gonna tell myself so I don't eat too much is I'm just gonna take 1 dip, that's it. I'm not gonna saturate my bread, just a dip. And then I'm going to eat it, and I'm gonna be done because I've already eaten my portion of the bread. So I'm gonna set it aside, and I'm not going to overeat. My food just arrived, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. The portion of mahi-mahi that I got looks roughly the size of a cell phone, and that's exactly how much fish is considered a portion for a person to eat at a meal. My mashed potatoes are about the size of a tennis ball, which is exactly the proper portion that I should be having. So when I go out to eat, I try to think of, okay, I don't want to bring a measuring cup with me, so what's a good reference point? A tennis ball is a perfect reference for a cooked vegetable. It's also great for fruit, so I can gauge my mango sauce. They gave me 2 dippings plus what's on top of my fish. That's a little more than what I should be having, so that's a bit of an exaggerated portion, the mango. My green beans are exactly right. If I were to cut those up, they would be about a cup. So I would say that there's a few more here than what would be considered a portion, but they are green beans, and so they're a healthy vegetable, and I can always eat more vegetables and consider it a bonus that I'm getting 2 vegetables on my plate instead of 1. So the mashed potatoes are spot on. My mahi-mahi is spot on. The mango sauce is a little high in portion size, as are my green beans, but I can consider the green beans a second serving, so that I'm gonna call a win-win. So I would like to address what's in the mango sauce. There's mango, there's a chili spice, Thai spice in here. There's also shrimp that's been included, and avocado. So adding, oh, and also tomatoes. So I have the tomatoes, the mango, the Thai spice, the shrimp, all mixed together as a sauce to go over top of the mahi-mahi. So very tasty. Just tried some of the garlic mashed potatoes. Oh, those are delicious. I'm glad that those are a proper portion because I could certainly overeat had they given me more. These are delicious. I'm at destination number 2, Chili's. I can't wait to see what's on the menu, the most popular item, and how it ranks with portion distortion, or is it within the parameters? Let's find out.
But when you come in, so you'll sit down, you'll go here, you'll hit the extra button.
I'm sitting here at Chili's, and I want you to see this, that this is a nutritional information fact of all of the menu items that they have. So for people who are on restricted diets or who need to look at particular proteins, fats, carbohydrate intake, it's all listed right here. So a person just has to go to the menu. They have their drinks, their alcohol, it goes down into appetizers and entrees. I can look and see exactly what the protein count is. If I'm on a renal restricted diet, I know how much protein I'm getting. Or if I'm trying to look at my carbohydrates and see the numbers because I'm on a carb diet right now, or for particular restrictions, I can see what I'm eating. If you go to Chili's Nutritional Facts, it's right here. Another great thing that they have is allergen information. So for somebody like myself who has food allergies, this is really great to see, because sometimes, I'll be honest, I forget to take my EpiPen with me, which I know is not a great idea, but it's true. I can go to this allergen chart right here and see exactly what the food allergies are. So Chili's is very nutrition minded when it comes to that aspect of being very transparent on what their food is. And also on their menus, they list the calories of the items that a person is eating. So while I haven't ordered yet, I don't know portion distortion or if it's within the parameters of what a meal should be. I don't know that yet. But I do know when I sat down, they told me about the nutrition facts, they told me how to find out about food allergens, and all of their menus come with calorie counts for each item. So far, I'm really impressed, and I can see why Chili's is ranked one of the top 5 casual dining restaurants in the United States. Now, I need to order my food. So I just ordered, and keeping in mind an 1,800 a day calorie count, the most popular burger here at this Chili's restaurant is the Alex Santa Fe. So that's what I ordered. It's 930 calories for one burger. That does not include French fries that come with the meal. So I'm not counting mayonnaise and I'm not counting French fries, just the burger. So I'm reading on the menu to add the French fries is 420 calories. So let's think about this. My burger is 930 calories, and then I add 420 calories. So I'm over 1,300 calories for this one dinner. And my daily intake is 1,800. The food looks amazing. This burger has a nice glossy bun to it. It's nice and shiny. And when I look at this Santa Fe, you can see the jalapenos. I look at the meat, and the meat should be about the size of a deck of cards, and I want to show you in comparison what that would look like. So this is an average deck of cards, and can you see the difference that the burger is a bit larger than this deck of cards? So the serving size of the burger is bigger than a correct portion. And if you look at the French fries, a serving of French fries should still be between a half a cup and a cup, and this is definitely more than one portion. This is probably 3 portions of French fries right here that's being given. So I would say that Chili's has a portion distortion problem, and that's something to take into consideration. When I eat this, I love French fries and mayonnaise. So for me, it's going to be a struggle to stop eating the French fries. Now, I am fortunate that once French fries hit room temperature, I won't eat them anymore. So that's my saving grace. I'm at my third destination, Yard House. I haven't been here before, so I'm anxious to see what's on the menu, but it is ranked one of the top 5 in the nation. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have and what the portions consist of. I ordered the whiskey glazed salmon here at the Yard House. It sounds really delicious. Also, it comes with mashed potatoes, steamed carrots, and broccoli. So I'm interested to see how big the portions are. The calories for this one platter is 920 calories. I'm assuming that a portion of that is coming from the whiskey glaze that they're going to put on the salmon. because salmon itself is not that high in calories, and the vegetables aren't either. So I'm curious to see the portion size. We'll find out when it arrives. Yes, and I'm sharing a Miller Lite, so I'm only drinking half, 8 ounces of a Miller Lite to go along with my whiskey salmon. I'm at the Yard House after all, guys, come on. I'd like to talk a little bit about portion size of protein. Beef should be the size of a deck of cards. So when we order pork, we order beef, we order chicken, we should be ordering 3 ounces, which is roughly the size of a deck of cards. When we order fish, do you remember I said fish should be about the size of our cell phone? Now I know that the fish portion looks so much bigger than the beef portion, but there's still 3 ounces. And I think the misconception goes back to the whole portion distortion, that normally when we get beef or we get pork or even when we get chicken, they give us more than 3 ounces. And so that's why when we do get the proper size of fish, people say, oh my goodness, that's so much fish. Why is there so much here? But it's still 3 ounces. 3 ounces is 3 ounces. So we're not accustomed to getting a deck of cards of beef or pork. So when we do get the proper size of beef or pork, fish looks so much larger. But look at the density of it as well. So when we order our fish and our chicken, just remember that while our fish looks like it's a lot, it's the proper portion size. And when we order our beef, we don't need to get the biggest sirloin. Let's ask for 3 ounces. If we get a 6 ounce, cut it in half and take half home. My food just arrived. It looks delicious. My salmon is blackened. I have a nice dipping sauce. I have some great mashed potatoes here and carrots, and then there's some sauteed steamed broccoli. It all looks amazing. I don't believe I'm going to be able to finish it, however, because let's go back to the tennis ball. And remember that mashed potatoes should be about the size of a tennis ball. And I have probably 3 servings of mashed potatoes on my plate. I have a minimum of 2. So there's probably 2 servings here of mashed potatoes. And steamed vegetables should only be the size of a tennis ball as well, because it's a half a cup is what we should be eating of steamed vegetables. So if I cut these, and you look here, there's definitely at least 3 servings of steamed vegetables. So I'm gonna be portioning those out for my meal. And my salmon is a nice thick cut. I'm probably going to eat half of this. So the calories for this platter is 920 calories for this meal, roughly 920. I'm gonna cut this in half, and I'm gonna eat half of that. Oops, glad nobody was sitting nearby. And so I'm gonna be eating actually about 450, 460 calories today with this meal, because again, there's enough here for 2. So I'm gonna be sharing this dinner with Terry, because there's enough for 2 people to eat a healthy dinner off of this one meal. The salmon is amazing. I have to tell you, the glaze that they have on top of this, it hits your palate, and the minute it gets into your mouth, you just start salivating. It is super good. So I see why they are famous for this salmon. It's fabulous. Terry and I just finished up at the Yard House. It was a delicious dinner. We're headed off to the Cheesecake Factory for a slice of cheesecake for dessert. I'm interested to see how big it is, because believe it or not, I have never eaten at the Cheesecake Factory. Wow.
Turtle for you.
Thank you. Thanks. So this is the chocolate caramel pecan turtle cheesecake. You notice it's a pretty nice slice. I wouldn't say that it's over portioned. It's not an over portioned size. The calories are over 1,000 calories per slice, so it's definitely a treat. Terry and I are going to be sharing this. It's not something that I personally would eat by myself because again, we're doing an 1,800 calorie a day diet. To share this is 500 calories and it's a treat. The portion size, which is what we're talking about today, this is the right portion. I need to correct myself. When I said that this is the right portion, it's the right portion of an average slice of pie or cheesecake. It's not above and beyond what would be expected for the normal customer to consume. Calorie-wise, we should probably just be having this one bite and call it good. But we all know that that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to stick with sharing this slice with Terry. See how it tastes. So this is really fascinating. I'm sitting here at Cheesecake Factory and my waiter just came by and we were chit-chatting about this video and he handed me the skinny menu at the Cheesecake Factory. Now, he was telling me the portion sizes are still big, but that they're lower in calories. For example, he was talking about a chicken breast menu, an item here on the menu, that's 3 chicken breasts, which means it can be split between 3 different people. And the total calories for all 3 chicken breasts was 600 calories. So you divide that by 3, that's 200 calories a dinner. And then you add in your vegetables, and you're still well within your limit for a proper, healthy meal. And you're splitting it 3 ways, so your cost is cut by a third. So this is super cool information to know. So when you go to the Cheesecake Factory and you're wanting to get something to stay within your calorie range, and you already know the portions are going to be big, pick something that you and your buddy will split, and the portion size will be perfect for 2 or 3 people. And that's a great way to save money as well. So remember the skinny menu at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm here at Texas Roadhouse, the #1 casual dining restaurant in the United States. Wrapping it up here tonight with a 6-ounce sirloin, a baked sweet potato, and a bowl of chili. That seems to be one of the big sellers here at Texas Roadhouse with this wonderful basket of fresh rolls and warm honey butter. Can't go wrong with that. But let's check out the portion size when they arrive. So this bread basket here has 4 rolls in it, and there's only 2 of us here at the table. So there's twice as much bread as what we actually need. Terry and I will each have 1 roll. We'll take the others home because this is 4 portions here, and there's only 2 people. So we have twice what we need. And if you remember, I said I ordered a 6-ounce sirloin. A 6-ounce sirloin is actually twice the amount of what I need for a serving. So half of that is going to go home. 3 ounces of beef is what we need per serving. So that's going to go home. And my baked potato, when it comes, we'll see how it compares to a proper portion size. So my dinner just arrived, and this is one of the most popular items, is a ribeye steak, baked sweet potato with cinnamon butter, and people often get a side of fries. This is definitely a dinner for 2 people. The French fries alone is a portion for 2. The baked potato should be the size of a computer mouse or a small fist, and this baked potato definitely can be cut in half and be enough for 2 people. The steak is 6 ounce plus there's shrimp on it. A normal size of a meat serving is 3 ounces. Remember, a deck of cards. So I will cut this in half. So this meal will be something that Terry and I are going to share. And I will also probably wind up taking part of it home and add to it some steamed broccoli and perhaps maybe another small piece of fish, because the vegetables are enough, the potato is enough for another meal. I'll steam some vegetables at home, add a small piece of fish, and that'll be an additional meal. This is definitely portion distortion for 1 person. Very good flavor. Has a bit of char on the outside. I can taste that. I can taste maybe some garlic salt, and the onions are really good with it. So it tastes really good. It's just definitely portion distortion for sure. I'm getting ready to do my summary wrap up, but before I do, remember to click subscribe and the little bell below to get the notifications of all of my upcoming videos. And also, please leave in the comment box any restaurants that you feel had extorted portion distortion, or any suggestions or comments of ideas that you would like me to do for a video. So, let's wrap up to where we've been today. I started my adventures at the Bonefish Bar and Grill, and I had the mahi mahi with the Key West mango salsa on the top with mashed potatoes and vegetables. And then I moved on from there to Chili's. From Chili's, I went to the Yard House restaurant, sorry, had a brain lapse there, and then the Cheesecake Factory, and I wrapped it all up at Texas Roadhouse. So let's start with Bonefish Bar and Grill. While I was there, their portions were actually pretty much on target. They were a good portion size, but they weren't too big. It wasn't a huge portion distortion. And if I have to give a negative about them, it would be that the mango salsa was probably a little too much than what it should have been. However, the mahi mahi was exactly right, as were the mashed potatoes and the vegetables. The green beans were 2 portions of vegetables, but they were nutritious and they were healthy and they were just lightly sauteed and not overcooked. So the Bonefish Bar and Grill, I give a 2 thumbs up. They were really good. Moving on to Chili's, I had the Alex Santa Fe burger with French fries. And that, if we remember, the burger was actually big enough for 2 servings, and the French fries were more than 1 portion as well. So that meal is enough for 2. That would be the negative side for Chili's, is that the portions, it was definitely portion distortion. It was delicious, it tasted great. It was over 900 calories for that meal. So what I would do is just simply, when I get there, ask for a to-go box, cut everything in half, put half in my to-go box to have tomorrow for lunch, and eat and enjoy the rest of it. That would be perfectly okay. From there, we moved on to the Yard House, where we had that wonderful whiskey glazed salmon with the vegetables and mashed potatoes. Again, that was a bit of portion distortion as well. Their mashed potatoes were 2 portion sizes. The salmon was a big piece of salmon, and the vegetables were more than 1 portion. So I would take that, ask for a to-go box, immediately put half of that platter into a to-go box, and that brings it down into a proper dinner size plate and proper portion for a day. The salmon sauce, the glaze that they had on that was, oh my goodness, it just melted in your mouth. It was absolutely delicious. Highly recommend that. If anybody goes to the Yard House, get that whiskey smoked salmon. It was great. Oh, wonderful. So anyway, from there, moved on to the Cheesecake Factory, and I had the pecan turtle cheesecake. Absolutely delicious. It didn't look like it was that big of a piece, but it was cheesecake, folks. Let's be honest, it had over 1,500 calories in that one piece of cheesecake. Definitely a dessert that you get a set of spoons and you pass them around the table and everybody share that, because that was a big piece of cheesecake for 1 person to eat 1,500 calories. So share that. Make it a treat, not something you do every day. Absolutely delicious. And remember, they have the skinny menu. So when you go to Cheesecake Factory to eat, ask for the skinny menu. It's enough there that you can always split with somebody, even there. It's an amazing restaurant, just got to think about what you order. From there, we moved on to Texas Roadhouse. Wrapped it up at Texas Roadhouse with a 6-ounce sirloin and the baked sweet potato and a side of fries. Definitely portion distortion going on there. Their rolls, we had 4 rolls for 2 people. So that was more than what was necessary. And the sweet potato was twice as big as what it should have been. The sirloin, twice as big as what it should have been, as were the French fries. Again, great food, wonderful atmosphere. Just ask for a to-go box. Cut everything in half, put half of it in the to-go box, and enjoy the meal that's on your plate. Nothing is out of limits, nothing should be out of bounds. All about moderation, looking at the portions, and knowing exactly what you should be eating. Think of a tennis ball when you look at your mashed potatoes or you look at your vegetables. Think of a deck of cards for your meat, or your cell phone when ordering fish. Keep it all within those parameters and you're good to go. Portion distortion doesn't have to happen to you, doesn't have to happen to me. So what's my favorite restaurant of today? Of the top 5 chain restaurants in the United States, my favorite, hands down, was definitely the Bonefish Bar and Grill. The portion size was perfect. The mahi-mahi with that Key West mango salsa on top, oh my word, it was to die for. It was so good. The green beans were steamed to perfection, lightly sauteed. They were delicious. Those mashed potatoes were the best that I have eaten out at any takeout restaurant. They were so good. The garlic mashed potatoes, definitely something needs to be tried. So that was my favorite. Remember, click subscribe, click on that bell. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for participating today in my journey with portion distortion, and I'll have another video out soon. They don't really have anything low-cal here. Boneless buffalo chicken salad is 1,020 calories. Okay, the Caribbean salad is 600 calories. That's not bad because it comes with grilled shrimp. So you're getting a protein, you're getting lots of fruit, you're getting a nice salad. So I could do that. I could see that.